Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Report. I'm starting with CBA here today, and I've always had this count, as many of you may know, in terms of wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and looking for 1 and 2 and 3 in ABC here, for 4 here. And then we're looking for wave 5 to move up through here, which may technically it just technically it just needs to have 5 waves in this section here, but normally it would take out the top of wave 3 here. But Australia being a mining country, I could call it a mining company. They run the joint. You just need to watch that video, Dirty Power, on YouTube, and you'll see. But as a commodity country too, we can have an extension in the 5th wave as well. So in this regard here, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're looking just up for wave 1 here at the moment, and then we'll have wave 2. That will go a bit high, of course. We'll look at that in a bit more detail. Then wave 3, 4, and 5 coming into play. So quite a bullish outlook for Australia in this instance here. We are long. I'll just cut through to the daily chart here at the moment. So from the low here of this wave 4 that I was just talking about in the daily chart, I was looking at 1 and 2 and 3 here, and I was looking at this as wave 4 in here. I know that it could be counted differently in having this in here and having this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here and going into a 3rd wave, but we'll see. But we are long just here at the right place, so we'll just stay there. But up for wave 1, so we'll spend some time at 85 flickering around here, but we should push higher from that point. So also too, when we've got the banking sector in Australia and the mining sector going in the same direction, then we really see the ASX 200 really, extend out and push out, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. So I just want to bring iron ore into the picture. It's one of the big kahunas, and what I was looking at here, and I pointed this out just a little while ago, but I haven't really paid much attention to it for a little while because I'm just waiting for it to fall into place, is that what I wanted to point out here again is that we've got 5 waves here and we've got a correction here. We've got 5 waves here and we've got a correction here. So we've actually got 5 waves up through here. And I pointed this out when we were here somewhere. So now what we're waiting for here is the A wave, which we've got, and this is the B wave here. So we'll see a C wave coming into play here. I mean, it could pull back to the 50-60% retracement level here. I don't know, but I'll just follow the, just try and track the wave structure as it unfolds. But it's possible for it to pull back into this space here. Obviously, it's got it normally mirrors each other, so this level in here will be the first level of demand here where the orders are here, so it may just come to here. The 650 is an important level here as well, but what I'm thinking here is that once we've got this ABC correction, that's a little, it needs to be a reasonable size, but once it's finished, we'll see another push to the upside here for this. Because we got 5 waves here after a corrective move, then we'll see another 5. But we're not ready to, I was going to move into Rio and so on, and that can still push up a little bit higher and so on. But I think that when we go to trade the iron ore sector, we'll wait for this ABC to come in and finish, and then we'll pick it up and we'll play the long game to the upside there. But just pointing out that it's got potential to move up higher here. That's the mining sector, in line with the banking sector. So that means that if that's the case, then we're going to see the ASX 200 push up quite high. Now, this is just a monthly chart here. The only way I can get this to fit properly is with this particular count here, because, I've looked at this in terms of, well, we know this is a wave 4 here, and we know that the top will get taken out here. So the best fit, this move that comes down here overlaps the top of this one here. So really it can only be wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, then wave 1 and 2 here. And if the banking sector and the mining sector are going to be pushing off together, then we're going to see this strong move in through this area here, which we are at the moment. This is in terms of the trading levels. We've got the medium level here, which is halfway between two major trading levels, 5 and 8 here. The 65 number here, the medium level here, and the major level here, we use this in as also in group 2 here as well, you know, so the number in between 65 and 8 here is 72, so that would be a target to the upside for this particular market. So going into the weekly chart here, coming up to 72 here, this is likely, it's the core sort of number here in this instance, so this is where we'll see it come to at this stage. Now, this strong move up through here, I'm just going to, I won't go to the daily or the 4 hour because we've just got trades in here on the hourly chart. So I'm just going to focus in on the hourly chart for a moment. So I've been tracking this move up through here. Now, I don't know if I've counted it right because we are getting this, but I have done all the right things in terms of 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 here. I'm a bit concerned about wave 4. It hasn't overlapped wave 1 here, but we could have a series of 1s and 2s in here, and this is the third wave in here, not a fifth wave in here. And remember that the 72 is the number that we're sort of really looking for to the upside here. That will be a core number that we'll see a bit of a dance across. So it's kind of like a large group, subgroup 2 we're going through, a group 2 we're going through really. But our job is really to make money. So what I've done here, I always take the conservative view of things, you know. Like putting out long-term counts like I've just done then is not really what I do because things do change, as you know. But I've always been confident with CBA, you know, as a wave count. So and it's just nice to see that the possibility for this larger count for the ASX fitting into play now. I feel comfortable with that count, even though it's a long way out. But yeah, I'm not sure about this count, but I've been conservative and taken the conservative view on it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and it does appear that we're getting an extension in the fifth wave, but it's highly likely that this is also a third wave in here as well. So I'll just talk about the trades for the moment. So we've got a few long trades in here. I've been moving the stop up, and I've moved the stop up into here. So if I go to the 15-minute chart here, we can have a look at the count on this here. So this is what I was thinking. So just keeping that extension in the fifth wave as active for the moment, but we know that it's possibly a third of a third, so it's something that I need to work on, but we'll just go with this. So from this wave 4 here, I have no problems with wave 1 here and 2 here, and because we're getting the extension in, I've had to put this 5-wave structure as wave 1 and 2 here for the light blue here, and then 5 waves up here for wave 3 here, and wave 4 here, and wave 5 here for wave 3. So we'll see a bit of a retraction at 7100 here that can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. May not pull that back that far because we are heading into Friday and Monday, which are bullish days in a bullish weekly cycle. So and then wave 5 moving up higher here. But because the extension's in wave 3 here, that means that wave 1 here, the distance of wave 1 here, and wave 5 will be roughly the same. So, you know, we could leave, what we should be doing is taking profit at the 7100 area here. If you're going to get through all of this, then you'd need this wave 4 to leave the stop out of this one. So you'd need to leave the stop sort of well out of the way here if you wanted to play a higher game here. So just going back to the hourly chart here, that wave 4 here is this one here. So you would need to leave, if you're going to continue going up, then you would need to leave it at that point. So what we could do is we could look at this in terms of, let's delete this stop here, and we'll just use a bit of logic here. What we can do here is let's just take part profit here. I'll leave that up to you to decide what you need to do at the 71 here, or just above. Just see how much strength is in the market, you know, just use your noggin a little bit, and we'll leave this stop out of the way here, because we're kind of looking at this going up to here, having a correction that can pull back to this wave 4 here. It may not, but it can, and then pushing up higher here, and then we'll track that up through this way here. So that's one way to view this here. So, okay, just going to save that and then move on to Hong Kong and India. So with Hong Kong here, bit of a tricky one here. We'd counted 5 waves up here, but also I'd count, and we got stopped out here, and then we look to go back in over here because we're getting an impulse wave. So I've moved the stop up to break even here, and also too we want to take it got a bit quick here. We're going to take part profit at the 2900 area here. So I'll leave that up to you, and then we'll leave the stop where it is here, and we'll just see if we can sit up there on support there. It does appear that we should make new highs above here because this is in 3 waves here. But we may end up getting an A wave here, some sort of B wave here, and a C wave down through to here. So I'm unsure about all of this. What I am sure about is that we don't have a setup sitting on this level just yet here. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for, basically, let's just call that up here, this high here. We're looking for an ABC pattern here in terms of a bullish trade, and then we're looking for, obviously it would move up here, react from there, which it has done. It will chip away at the supply and move up, and it'll create another high above the level. Then that high above the level here is our trade at that point. So we don't know if it could just fail from that point, but if it manages to get up there, well, then we can go along from that point. If not, well, then it's going to fail from here and move further down, and that's not going to bother us at all because we're not going to get trapped in it. Yeah, so that's how we'll treat Hong Kong for the time being. Okay, but it's setting up. It's all about the 2900, and you ask yourself, is it at support yet? You know, is the closest largest number the support? And it's not, but that's what we're waiting for over here. Okay, moving on to India. So with India, I'm unsure about this here. And I mean, I understand parts of it, and I can see, you know, structure within it and so on and whatnot. But you know, are we going to be pushing higher? I reckon we are, you know, and the reason why is I'll have a look at. I want to show you the mid cap for this, but I also wanted to ask too, people, any Indian folks that that trade this particular market. I would like you to. I don't know India's markets, okay? I mean, I know a couple of the indices, and that's all, but I would like to get to know it a little bit more. So if somebody can send me, you know, say the top 10, 20 stock list, and what sectors that they follow that they think is important. You know, is the technology sector bigger than the other sectors, and so on and so on. I need to understand it a little bit more. So if anybody can send me any information to peter@tradinglounge.com, I'd appreciate that. and that will give me a better insight, which will also eventually hopefully give you guys some insight. This particular market here that we're looking at here, and I'm just looking at this on TradingView, but it's the Nifty mid cap here, and what I can see here is that this is a daily chart, and it's a corrective pattern. So we've got, sorry about the ads, nothing to do with me, but this is corrective. It's got overlapping wave structures. So that means that the mid cap here will take out the high here. The Nifty itself has already taken out that high, or is at that high, yeah? But this has still got further to go here for all of this. So this is still in a bullish trend. This is definitely a wave 4 structure coming into play here. And I need to get more information. I'll just put it on the weekly chart here for a moment. So we can see from this, this is like up for 1 and back for 2 here, then up for 1 and back for 2, and then up for 3 here and back for 4. So we haven't even reached the top of wave 3 here yet. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave here. And then there'll be the fourth wave, and then the fifth wave up. So 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth, fifth. So, you know, this market is just really playing across the 5,000 here, which is a major trading level. So support on this level here will also be a catalyst for this market to move up higher. But if this is going to move up higher, then that means that the Nifty 50 will be pushing up much higher as well. So this is why it's important for me to understand the English, not the English anymore, is it? The Indian sectors and the top stocks and so on here. So, but yeah, so I think that's interesting at this point. So all of this here, we would have to look at this being part of just part of a stronger bullish move to the upside here. I know in this little area here, we're approaching the high here, and it's all getting squashed up, and there's weakness there, and so on. So it's got to do a little dance here before it moves higher, either popping up through there and coming back and testing it and getting support, or dropping back and then moving up. So if we just go to the hourly chart here, I was thinking, you know, from this low here, counting 5 waves up in terms of 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. And then I know that this is corrective here as an ABC. We've been stopped out of our long trades in here, as you know. But we should see one more little high above this one here. It hasn't really come in yet, and it looks all a little bit ugly here because this is not an impulse wave here, but I could count it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then going up for 5, but it's got overlapping wave structures, so it's probably part of a larger correction unfolding here as wave 4 here as well. So that would bring it back to from wave 2 to wave 3 here, the 38.2% retracement levels here. So this wave 4 here still may be back down into this space here. I'm a little unsure. I don't mind yet. I mean, to me, this is also a long trade setup here as well. If it came down here, it would be, we can use this here. Be the A wave here, the B wave here, and a C wave in here with this. And if I remove this here, so there's a couple of outcomes here. So that's well, that's right anyway. Sorry, I'm just thinking outside the box here. This is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, and that's the 38.2% retracement level. So I'll just put that as a thin line in here, get rid of that. Get rid of, whoops a daisy, get rid of that. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm just guessing. So it's like down for 1 here, back for 2 here, 3, 4, and 5 here for wave 4, and then going up for wave 5 here. That's a possibility. The other one here is that this would be, if this is down for 1 here, this would be an A and a B and a C. So any move above here would be a long trade, but how far would it go? I mean, is this the A wave to here, B wave to here, and a little C wave into here? I don't know. I doubt it. Pushing it a bit. So I'm splitting hairs here. So I don't know. So I'm not going to trade it. But if you wanted to trade it, taking that high out here would be the trigger to the upside here. I mean, this might be a series of 1s and 2s in here for this wave 4, but the wave 4 hasn't pulled back here, so I can't sort of load that concept up here just yet. So I don't know, but yeah, you can go long above this little high here, and I'll just put that in green as a half trade size there, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.
Report unless it's done.
Really?
Just holding up some plates.